Okay, let's check the turn 4. Good. Okay, so I still don't see any red dots. Now this is getting very, very scary. He has to be around somewhere. Let's have a look to see if anything's being shot at. No, let's look at the replay, I guess. Nothing. Okay, let's see if anything's been taken back. I doubt it. Victory X's are still open there. Nothing's changed there. Very interesting. And he's just seeing what I'm gonna do, right? I mean, that's all it is. He's probably well. I mean, he knows exactly where I am. There's no there's no way he doesn't know. He has more than enough. He's had more than enough time to move units up to here. Zoom out a bit. Up to this hill here. He's probably has had more than enough time to move people onto the back of this hill here, maybe even onto the top. Because the great thing is, I mean, like infantry could move onto this hill one hex at a time. You know, they could even be on top of the hill. And because they were moving cautiously, and I wasn't close enough. You know, I wasn't close enough to observe them at the time. I would not know they're there. So spotting in the game is really difficult. Okay, so just to make sure I did actually press the button. Yep. Because it's starting to get a little unbelievable. But anyway, so let's look at the, let's zoom out. Check suppression, which of course won't matter because there's been no combat. However, I have confirmed that suppression does go up when there's a suspicion of enemy activity close by. I've actually seen that happen. Only one time though, so it's hard to say yes, it's guaranteed. So it could happen. Now that was just something I read in the manual, and I didn't really believe it because that's never really happened. But in the previous, was it the previous play by mail or two, was it PBM number 8? I don't know. One of my units actually had suppression increasing because there was an enemy unit on the other side of the hill, and he'd probably seen it, but then it had passed out of his line of sight. Because I mean, I think your units have to actually see the enemy for it to occur. I don't think it's just like ESP kind of thing where you know, just being in close to them, you actually have to see them pass through your line of sight, which means it has to be very close, unless they're moving very fast. But if they're moving very fast, then a lot of units would see it anyway. So if they're moving very slowly, and they move, you know, within your line of sight, then suppression might change. I don't know. It's hard to pin down, but it does occur. It's hard to pin out exactly when it occurs, and it may not even be something that's supposed to happen. that's always a possibility. We just won't know. We'll never know, right? Okay. Okay. Check each one. Do it by the do it by the book, because even though we're not actually in battle yet, I mean, yeah, technically we are in battle. I mean, I'm close enough to hit his positions now. It has to be that he could probably pick me off at any time. Now, if there's a mortar fire at the end of my turn, then I'll know that he has seen me. But I mean, that would be confirming it. But I have to assume at this point that he has. So far, no changes in suppression. I think we're still too far away for that to actually occur. Like the only time I've seen it happen is when the enemy was like within 3 hexes. So there had to be a visual thing going on as well. Okay, so nothing changed. We gotta look around. We'll do this zoomed out. Let's start here. This is the... Nope. There's too many places for him to hide, really. They could see forward. Actually, can these guys see up here? No. We can't see past the buildings. Actually, yeah, we can't see past the buildings, and there's a hill, height 20 hill here anyway, so that's not helpful. I think these guys are cut off from line of sight, as are those. Yeah, they're too close to the buildings now to be able to spawn anything higher up there, which is good because it means that I'm probably gonna be able to move these ones across this way. I'm gonna send them. I've decided to send them into the town that gives them the most protection to be able to move up. We're not moving up. Like these guys, I have a problem is that they now would have to move up in the open, and I mean I actually expected them to have to be able to see him by this point. So it's I'm gonna have to move slower, which is fine. But I also need to cover this flank in case it's not moving up from that side. Now I think it's a bit late for the cavalry to go charging through, but they can still. So far, I mean that tactic is used. It's usually been done very early on, so. I wish this guy had a bit more line of sight. Okay, well, wishes and wishes. Yeah, he's close. He's gotta be. But he's moving. He's being very cagey this time. And also, the victory X's are not really worth fighting, but if he can inflict a lot of casualties on me while I'm out in the open, he could win this easily. So I'm probably gonna have to switch to cautious again. Even though I'm really quite far away, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but it doesn't seem that it makes sense to continue moving at the same pace I was. I mean that is the easiest way to keep infantry alive. I've almost said no, and they won't. It's no way the infantry can go unscathed out in the open, but if they're moving very slowly, their casualties are. And I misclicked. Oh wait, well he moved. I misclicked. So let's keep looking around. I got careful when I'm looking zoomed out like this because it's easy to not click where you think you're gonna click. Well, he's moved. Fortunately, it was only one hex. Otherwise, that would have been. You would have become the first casualty. I think if I'd accidentally clicked. Well, he can only move 3 X's, I think, because I think the maximum movement is 9. So actually, that would have been 8. That would have been 4 X's. So yeah, you probably would have become the first casualty because just a little bit too of an easy target. Too much of a tempting target to give up on it, right? I mean, with an infantry squad moving at that speed, a burst of machine gun fire could easily do 4 casualties and take that unit down, that squad down to half to 50% easily, one burst. Moving very quickly for infantry is fatal. It always is. Yeah, we're just too far away. If there's anything going on, we need to get closer. Okay. Now, he has a good line of sight. If anything's moved really fast and has been left in his line of sight, we would see it. But there's plenty of spaces here where that is not going to happen. And of course, we've got this height 1 area here, which is not helpful. Well, he's actually moved forward now, so quite by accident. So he has a limited line of sight past that point now. Nobody else to look around with that makes sense to do so. No. None of these units. These are all regular infantry. They're not gonna, even if they had line of sight. Well, they have line of sight up here. But it's too far away. Anyway, so okay, we actually do have line of sight behind those behind that. Does that mean he has? No. Alright. So, enough looking around. So far, apparently, there's nothing to see. Start here. Since I know exactly what I'm gonna do with these guys, there's no doubt. Now, how does this terrain run here? These buildings are actually on the slope. I'm not sure what that means. See, there's a height 5. Yeah, that's a height 20 building. There's a height 15. Yeah. Okay, so okay, we have at the moment we have these guys who can observe from that side. Okay, so we're gonna move from there. Actually, we can't be seen from over there, so we can actually move this way without worrying about except once I get onto the slope. Let's put him. This is a height 5 wooden building, so that means. Okay, this is actually a slope. No, it's not. Okay, height. This is the slope here. Height 5. That is height 15 wooden building, but it's actually on height 10. However, this is height. So this will not allow this building. I won't be able to see past that. Those two buildings. Yeah, the heights in the game is very confusing. I've never really figured it out. Like this is on a slope, so it's actually technically higher up than this, but buildings don't seem to take that into account. So there's a height 5 slope here, but this height 5 slope is actually the height 5 building, not the slope. So yeah, It's I don't know. I think maybe. See, I know nothing. I know nothing about the game. Yeah. Um, trying to decide which way to move up here. It really depends on which way the infantry should approach. So probably the infantry will approach through here. So we might as well move the scouts. Because once they're on here, then they can be seen from that side easily. So if I want to keep them a little bit obscured, then I need to move past this side. But that doesn't mean that, yeah, so these guys will move up here. I'll move the 1 hex now. Because I think that changes their line of sight. It might, or maybe it won't. Yeah, they're actually a little bit more, well, a little bit more exposed. If I move them up 1 more, it would actually cut that off, I think. Because line of sight would be restricted. They'd be behind the building. Yeah, there's no, they'd actually be behind the building, so they wouldn't be able to, so these guys are going to move this way. Let's see, do we have anybody who can see there? Now, if he moves up onto there, it's height 5, so we won't be able to see past that, and we won't be able to see past that either. Okay, so that means he can actually go up here. Let's move this one first. Yeah, so I'm going to put him here. I might as well have him move up through the buildings. If he moves there, that will cut line of sight off from that side. However, he may be spotted from there, maybe. I don't know. Because these are, yeah, these buildings are very tall. So if there's anybody on the building, no, we can't be seen yet. Okay, we'll leave them there for the moment. Think about moving them again. Why did I zoom out? So he has no line of sight to anywhere higher up. So we should be able to move here. And we should be able to move another hex, I think. We'll stay zoomed out for now. If he moves there, those 3 should cut off line of sight. He's visible there, though. Okay, you should move there. And you should move there. Okay, I think these scouts will move again. Well, actually, I think this one will move there. Yep. And since he's moving in the open on the slope, I probably don't want to do that. Yeah, actually we can't. Because we don't know. Yeah, really don't know. In the town, you can only see 1 hex, really, regardless of what height you're on, actually. Because we're in the same height here. And, well, we can see to the one... We can see this building because it's higher. It's a height 10 building. But really, if all the buildings are at the same height, you'd only be able to see one hex, and that's why towns are so difficult. It's one of the more difficult areas to fight in, and why I was hesitant to do it, but I think it's the right thing. I think it's the right choice, which is to deal with not knowing how to play it. So he moved there, that frees up that spot. I'm actually going to leave him there. These guys will move one more this way, I think. No, let's not put him... Yeah, let's put him in the trees. Let's give him some cover, and... what is there? Moves further this way, then that should cut off line of sight, I think. Yeah. Get them spread out a bit. Yeah. Okay, that works, I think. They may actually move over this way again. I do need to move him. Nope, I don't. Okay, well, the scouts are not in a good position here. But I'm hesitant to move them another hex. Simply because I don't have anybody you can see past this building. Yeah, I think that's... We'll stop playing it safe. My moving around fast did not get me much information, so I'm close enough to these victory X's now that I can't see how they... I don't see how they could not be any enemy units here. Just seems would seem very, very odd. Okay, these guys I think will... I want to move the infantry up into here. What is this line of sight? You can see that way. You actually can't see much from there anyway, so what we'll do, so I don't know where the scouts are gonna go. Okay, the scout will go into the trees here, so this one will actually move across here into there. Now he moved pretty fast the last turn. I need to get him into some concealment, so because he moved 2 X's in the last turn, so he's pretty much guaranteed he's been spotted. Moving won't make you disappear. Well, it might, but if the opponent has put a target on you and doesn't move his unit, then he can track where you're moving. Don't know exactly how that simulates real life, but that's how it works in the game. Because I mean, if you're far enough away from somebody and you lose sight of them, then I don't see how you can know where they are. Right? I mean, if you win 3 hexes, then because then you're in visual range in the game. I mean, that's the ideal spotting range in the game. But if you're at 10 hexes, I don't see how keeping a target on somebody can actually tell you that they've moved. I mean, like a sniper, it makes sense because they have a scope. They're not really 10 X's away, right? So it's one of those things. I mean, the game has a lot of good things in it, but some of them are just plain dumb. So having said that, we're just gonna move here. Let's give him some. We have this annoying. Okay, well, you can see all the way across from there. I think, so you'll move over to these trees. we'll do it 1x at a time since we're now getting a bit, need to get a bit more cautious, I think. Um, Okay, I was gonna put him over there. See, we don't really have a lot of trees here. um, hmm. Well, I've moved him there already, so I don't really have a choice. If I spread them out too far, then that doesn't work either. Because I don't have a place to put this one. Okay, wait a minute. If he goes there, yeah, he's gonna go there, so he can go there. I think, yeah. We'll go with that. This squad probably needs to move. Or maybe he doesn't. We'll move 1x at a time. That way. Since somebody going back to being cautious, I'm going on turn 4. Really, it can't be running around anymore. It would. I mean, unless you're absolutely certain that your movements are hidden, that just doesn't make any sense. And I can't be. In fact, I'm the exact opposite right now. I'm pretty sure he knows exactly where I am. So moving very quickly would probably not be the best plan. We'll put him here. And we'll put reserve there. I'm not sure where the LMGs are gonna go. Like I say, there's really not a lot of good places to position units here. Okay, well, we'll move him up to these trees, but we'll do it 1x at a time. We'll leave him there. That one's going to stay there. The scout's probably going to move. Okay, we'll leave him there for the moment. Yeah. Okay, so that's movement done on that side. Yeah, let's move to the middle, I think. So he's moved already. Gotta keep that in mind. Well, he may move again. I mean, there's no reason. It's not gonna stick to any rules here. Just whatever, you know. It might be useful to actually move one unit faster, especially in this case here where he has to cross the road. Why did the German Schützengruppe across the road? Sorry, just had to say that. Okay, so the scouts will move forward. We're only moving 1 hex for them. Does mean that line of sight on that side is really bad. I may actually may want to move them that way. Where will we actually get line of sight to that side? That's a very good question. This height one extends all the way to there. So even from here, we won't have line of sight across there. This is in the height 1, so actually we'll be able to see out of it from there. Okay, so that LNG might move there. But this LNG is kind of out. There's not many places I can put them. So actually, I might move them the other way then. Well, I'll decide that when I get to it. Okay, so he's moved. No, he hasn't. But this is the problem. Like you have these random height 1 areas that are. Now I gotta try not to make my movements too obvious, but that's probably a little too late. Considering this one is now moved and is going to probably set the direction for all the other movement. Now, okay, we have, this one has to move. Now they only moved 1 hex in the last turn, so whether that'll help or not. Because I've been moving pretty fast in areas where he could see me. Okay, so if he's gonna be in front, then okay, we're in the height 1. Why can we not see past it? Oh, we can. Well, we can see the buildings, but we can't see what's just on this edge here. Okay, that's disconcerting. There could actually be a unit moving up through here, and I wouldn't know it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to move the LMGs to have a look, but that's pretty dangerous for them. He needs to move there. So I'm gonna move him 2 hexes. Let's move him 1 first. We'll just move one of them 2 hexes and see if we get any reactions. We're still far enough away. Like a heavy machine gun would be devastating at this range, though. Well, any kind of a machine gun would be devastating at this range. I mean, we're not that far away from them. If they open up, then I have a small chance of spotting them. And 1 burst is, if they only fire 1 burst, then they'd probably take at least 1 casualty, I think, because they're not in really good cover. It's only trees, and they were moving 2 X's. That doesn't help. But if they only fire 1 burst, the chances of seeing them are quite slim at this range. So you might go for it. Just to get the battle rolling, you know. So down here. Let's get him off the road. I'm not sure if I should though. Actually, he can see all the way out of it. I mean, he can see from the road. He can see all the way across. Yeah. Yeah, but let's not move in a straight line. Moving along the road is a little bit too predictable. So we'll move that way. Nothing yet. Let's see how far we can actually see. Well, we can see all the way down there. So there's definitely nothing moving very fast in that area. Not sure why we can't see here. There's a height 1 hill here. Which we cannot see past. Somewhat. Yeah, somewhat. Actually, I'm going to leave the scout there. That was probably a little bit too predictable, but now how far away? These guys are actually further back, so they may actually get away with moving a little bit faster. This group, I'm getting more and more like at the point where I don't think it's really wise to move faster. But these guys probably could. Actually is a line of sight to that 1x there. Partial line of sight. Actually moving them up through that doesn't look like it's the best idea actually, because I can't actually see past that. Yeah, so that probably was a mistake. Somebody's moving again. If they move again, they cannot move in a straight line though. They have to change direction a little bit, I think. Yeah, let's do that. we'll leave him there though. Yeah, so this is probably not the best idea so far because I thought we'd have better line of sight through there, but no. So probably better off moving up the road. Well, we'll come back onto it, I think. Wagons cannot stay there, but we won't look at that just yet. Support unit is a bit out of position, I think. So you're really not able to help here that well. So I'm just going to change direction with them and move them maybe this way. Yeah. That won't help because we can't actually see past the height one. Yay. Fuck. Oh, the little details on the map. I have no idea how a height one blocks line of sight. It's just very, very odd. But anyway. It's height 0. Don't really need another machine gun. Don't need the LMGs to back them up. Well, I mean that was the reason I put them there, but that's not really may not be that useful. But anyway, they do need an LMG over here, so let's move him forward and see if we can actually what we can see out of that position. That's pretty much all I can do. Like this one is not going to be able to see anything from there. It's just the height one area is really, really obnoxious. Yeah. Well, we can hit stuff up here, so it's not the worst ever, but it is not that helpful. I don't know. And there really isn't any other areas. Unless I separate him from his commander, from the platoon leader, by quite a lot. I mean, this tree won't help, because. So anyway, I'm gonna move. For now, I think I'll move the commander up that way because I don't know if he's gonna go. He's probably not gonna go this way. So, we'll assume we're gonna have to stick around on this side somehow and make it work. That sucks. So moving there. Okay, since we're moving back that way. Well, evidently there's nothing moving up that side, because I think if it was moving fast, we'd have spotted it already. Okay. What else is there to do? Should he stay there? There's no really good place to put him. Yeah, he probably should move. I might leave him there for now. He can actually see all the way up here, which may be useful. Yeah, we'll leave him there. The full observer can stay there. The spotter. I was moving the LMGs up through here, which I didn't do last turn, so they fall a bit behind. Yeah, we're gonna risk moving him two. Okay, that works. Okay, so Kubelwagen, which actually should have been moved off to the leg scouts, but never mind. We won't leave him there. Okay, line of sight is pretty good on that side, so I'm gonna move him over here. Well, at this range, that could be taken out with a heavy machine gun, probably with one burst. I mean, they have no armor. All it needs is a hit, and it's dead. So I'm kind of risking that. However, if he does fire it, there's again a chance that it might be seen. We might see where that came from, or we might be able to figure it out. But also, I don't want to leave it in one spot. I'm probably going to leave these here. I don't think there's much risk for them at the moment. Unless something's been moving up there very slowly. Seems unlikely. Yeah, seems unlikely. Alright, I think that's it. Okay, so this is reminiscent of the Germany versus Czech battle, where I was moving up in very obscure areas, and he didn't expect it. Where I was, you know, thought I'd go for the obvious route, and we didn't see each other until like turn 7. So I don't think it'll be that bad this time, considering where I am, and even if, I mean, his deployment line was somewhere back here, I think, along here, something like that. So basically this along this area, because it kind of zigzags across the map. So he wasn't that far back, and he could have deployed very far forward. In fact, he could have deployed right on the start line, and there wouldn't be any chance of my seeing him. So he's waiting for me. It's a trap. But the only way I have to spring it. I mean, I can't really not walk into it. But I guess it's time to slow down and not take too many casualties when he finally opens up. Right, so let's check ranges. Yeah, not really necessary. Nobody's fired, but we'll keep to the we'll keep doing it. The we'll keep doing the things that need to be done rather than skipping stuff. But probably better for me in the long run. I'm reading. I mean, I still need. It's not very experienced, so it's not a wise idea for me to think I can get away with not checking stuff. Because the next time I'll just forget, right? I could make it a habit. That way, it's not something that I will forget. It's just something I do. Because right now, I actually have to think about it, and that's not really a good thing at the moment. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with those LMGs on this side. I just can't see a good position for them. Might actually move them over to the buildings. That might not be a bad thing, because there's a height 5. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, but actually I can only do that after these guys move into the town a bit more. Yeah, well, but of course, you know, it all depends on what happens next. There's no point in making too many detailed plans until you see what the enemy's going to do, I guess. So just have that as an option. Because it really wouldn't be good for them to move into the town on their own. They quite small units. They would die a horrible death if they ran into something bigger than themselves. Range of 6. Mortars are okay. Wagen. Okay. Alright, let's zoom out, see if I haven't missed anything. Nope, looks good. Let's zoom in case there's any artillery fire so we can get a look at it. Nope, no artillery fire. Yay! Well, no artillery fire.